Hello, my YouTube friend Pop Comics here, and in today's video we're going to go through 101 Deadpool comic books that are worth at least 20 bucks. I'm going to organize them from least to most valuable, and we're going to just have a lot of fun going through all of them. What I want you to do is let me know what your favorite cover is from the 101 comic books, and if you have any of them, what's your most valuable comic? And if I missed something, I'm sure there's a couple of Deadpool comic books of value that I missed. Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's start going through this list. Number 101. We have Deadpool number 1 from 2023. It's the 1 in 50 ratio variant by Jim Cheung. When I put this on the list, I thought this issue was worth a lot more. It should be worth a lot. It's a 1 in 50. You can pick it up probably for about $12, $15 shipped. This is such a cool cover. This should be like a $50 book, honestly. Number 100. We have X-Men Origins Deadpool number 1. Really awesome Mark Brooks cover. Absolutely love this cover. It's, let's see, on the low end, 10 bucks, high end, $25. So it's probably going to cost you about $20 with shipping to get it. Maybe a little bit more. Awesome cover. Number 99. We have Prelude to Deadpool Core number 3. This is the first appearance at Dogpool. Cover by Dave Johnson. It looks like you can get this issue for $15 to $30 shipped. Number 98. We have Prelude to Deadpool Core number 2. First appearance at Kidpool. Cover by Dave Johnson and I believe Rico Renzi. It looks like this issue you can get for about $18 to $35 shipped. Number 97. We have Deadpool number 6, the second print variant. It's the first appearance of Warda Wilson, the Deadpool 2099. In April, a copy of this sold for $18 shipped. But more recently in June, it sold for $36. So I don't know if the value is going up or it's just kind of a rare variant. You don't see it that often. I can only find that 2 that have sold in the last few months. Number 96. We have Deadpool's Art of War number 1, the 1 in 25 variant, done by Chris Burnham. A really awesome cover. I love it. It's a fun, Deadpool schoolroom cover. I think it's really neat. So someone paid $37 for that, and then another person paid $21 shipped. So this is a book that's going to cost you about $20 to pick up. Number 95. We have Wolverine 154 that was released in 2000. It's a Rob Liefeld cover. It's an epic Wolverine versus Deadpool cover. So I think this issue, just because of the movie, is starting to pop a little bit. Definitely looks like it's going to cost you $25 or more to pick up. Number 94. We have Deadpool Max number 5. It's a Kyle Baker cover, just a regular cover. This is the first female Taskmaster, so this one definitely jumped up a little bit value because of the Black Widow movie, and is kind of stabilized as a $20, $25 book. Number 93. We have Deadpool 50, a really awesome Arthur Adams cover. This is the first appearance of Kid Deadpool. I don't know if that's different than Kidpool. Not 100% sure. I'll have to research that further. All right, so yes, Kidpool and Kid Deadpool are different characters in the Marvel Universe, although they are related in terms of concept and character design. And the first appearance of the Switchblade Sisters. This issue looks like it's going for 20 to 30 bucks. Number 92. We have Deadpool 34. This is the 1 in 15 variant, cover done by Ed McGuinness. A really nicely done cover. I could only find one sale in the last few months, so it's definitely a rare issue, and it looks like it's going to cost you $20, $25 to pick up. Number 91. We have Deadpool number 10 from 2001. It's a King in Black tie-in, cover by Gerardo Sandoval. It's a cute Jeff the Land Shark cover. It looks like it's the first Venomized Jeff the Land Shark. I'm not 100% sure. It's a Jeff the Land Shark key issue. It's a low print run, and it looks like it's going to cost you 20 to 30 bucks to pick up. Number 90. We have Deadpool 3, the 1 in 50 incentive variant, cover by Greg Hildebrandt. This one just came out. Really lovely ratio cover. It's currently selling for 20 to 30 bucks. Price might come down a little bit just because it's a newer release. Still beautiful cover. I would love to own a copy of this. Number 89. We have Baby's first Deadpool book from 1998. It's a one-shot. Cover pencils by Joe Cooper and inks by Scott Koblish. Definitely a fun late 90s Deadpool book. And you're going to pay probably about $20, $25 to pick this one up. Number 88. Deadpool number 67 from 2002. Alvin Lee and Arnold Sang cover. I believe this is the first time Dazzler and Deadpool meet in the comics. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm filming this right before the movie comes out. So if she shows up in the movie, this issue might explode. If she doesn't, the hype might come back down. But currently, it's going for about 25 bucks. Number 87. Deadpool number 42, covered by Jim Calafiore and Mark McKenna. It's a really fun homage to G.I. Joe 21, one of my all-time favorite covers. It looks like it's currently going to cost you probably about 25 to 30 bucks to pick up. Number 86. We have Lady Deadpool number 1, just a really fun Greg Land cover. This issue is going to cost you probably about 25 to 30 bucks to buy. Number 85. Black Panther versus Deadpool number 1, the 1 in 50 Audie Granoff cover. An amazing, beautiful cover. I kind of wish they didn't have the trade dress on the side. I wish it was just the full image. But either way, this is a beautiful cover. Not an easy book to find. I could only find 2 that have sold in the last few months on eBay. And it looks like it's going to cost you about $25, possibly more to pick it up. Number 84. We have Deadpool Secret Wars number 1, the Nick Gazin Run the Jewels variant. This issue is from 2015. And it looks like it's going to cost you about 25 to 40 bucks to pick up. Number 83. We have Deadpool number 55 from 2001, cover by Tim Bradstreet. I believe this is the second Deadpool vs. Punisher issue. And it looks like it's going to cost you about 28 to 50 bucks to pick this issue up. Number 82. We have Cable and Deadpool number 50. It's the final issue, so I think the print run was a little bit low on this one. I believe it's the first appearance of Gwenpool, so it's definitely a key issue. It's a Scotty Young cover, not in his kind of cutesy style that he's known for, kind of before he was doing that. Just a really fun key issue to pick up. Currently, it looks like it's going to cost you anywhere from $25 to $50+ to pick it up. Number 81. We have Deadpool Batter Blood number 1 from 2023. This is the 1 in 25 Virgin variant. Really awesome Kill New cover. Absolutely love this one. This is one I need to pick up. It looks like it's going to cost you anywhere from 25 to 50 bucks to find. Number 80. Deadpool 7 Slaughters number 1. It's the 1 in 25 Arthur Adams ratio variant. It's from 2023. It's a beautiful cover. Absolutely love this one. I think this is for a ratio pretty affordable. It looks like it's going to cost you about 20 to 30 bucks. I did see one that went for 80, but that might be an outlier. I think 30 bucks will find you one for sure. And if you're lucky, you might be able to get one a little bit cheaper. Number 79. Deadpool Carnage number 1 from 2014. It's the 1 in 25 retailer incentive variant, cover by Leinil Francis Yu. It might not be my favorite Deadpool cover, but it's still really cool, and it's an older ratio variant, so it's going to be kind of hard to find. I've only seen 2 sell over the last few months. It looks like it's going to cost about 30, 35 bucks to pick up. Number 78. We have Amazing Spider-Man number 620. It's the 1 in 15 Deadpool variant, cover by Pascal Ferry. I can only find 2 that have sold in the last couple months. And it looks like it's going to cost you about $30, $35 to pick up. I think this is kind of a rare variant, so it's definitely one to try to track down. Because I think $30, $35 is probably undervalued for a book that's kind of rare to get. Number 77. We have Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe number 1, the second print sketch variant. A J. Scott Campbell cover. It looks like it's going to cost you about $30, $35 to pick up. Number 76. We have Deadpool Annual number 1. This is a more traditional cutesy Scotty Young cover. It's from 2016. I think this is just our regular variant, not a ratio variant. So this is the kind of book that you might be able to find in a dollar bin if you look a lot. But if you really just need to have a copy, you can probably find one for probably about 35 to 40 bucks. Maybe a little bit less if you're lucky. Number 75. We have Deadpool Team Up number 893. This is the 1 in 15 ratio variant. Cover by Christian Nyuk. It's a really fun Lady Deadpool cover. I really like the cover. I could only find one sale from the last few months. It went for $34 with shipping. I think this is going to be a hard book to try to track down. But if you do, I think your value is there just because I'm pretty sure this is a pretty rare variant. Number 74. We have Deadpool Black, White, and Blood number 4 from 2022. It's the 1 in 25 variant, covered by Dan Panosian. This issue looks like it's going to cost you $35 to $50 pickup. I really like this cover. This is one I need to track down. Number 73. This is a newer issue. It's Deadpool Wolverine World War III. It's the Ivanhoe Trinity Comics exclusive. It's currently selling for about $30, $35, but I believe since it's a new release, the price will come down on that, plus the hype of the movie and all that. I really want to cover. I feel like this is the kind of thing that maybe on Whatnot you can track down for cheaper. Not 100% sure, but I'm going to wait probably about 6 months to try to get a copy. Number 72. We have Deadpool number 28 from 2010. It's the 1 in 15 Mike Mayhew variant. I absolutely love this cover. It's a really fun horror cover. It's like Deadpool is trying to bite Dracula. It's kind of a fun reversal of roles kind of cover. Love it. I was only able to find 2 sales from the last few months, so it's definitely a hard issue to get. One issue went for best offer under 30 with $8 shipping, and then the recent sale was $40 with $5 shipping. So I believe this is going to cost you $35 to $45 to pick up. Number 71. We have Deadpool number 55 from 2001. I believe it's the first Deadpool versus Punisher story, covered by Steve Dillon and Jimmy Palmiotti. I found a few lower sales at like $20, but those might have been a little bit lower grade ones because I also saw a fine go for $46 plus $6. I believe if you hunt for a long time, a couple years in dollar bins and cheap back issues, you might be able to pick up a copy of this for like $5. I was able to get my copy for $5 a year or two ago, but if you really want it now, this issue might cost you $30 to $50 to pick up. Number 70. We have Spider-Man Deadpool number 1, the Mike Del Mundo 1 in 25 variant from 2016. A really, really fun cover. I really like this cover a lot. Looks like it's going to cost you about $35 to $40 to pick this up. Number 69. We have Deadpool number 44 from 2000, cover done by James Calafiore. I believe this is the first time Killmonger becomes Black Panther, so it's kind of a fun key issue. It's past its prime, because we've already had the Black Panther movie that would have pushed this book up. So the price should be pretty stable on this, so I wouldn't feel bad spending the $35 to $40 it would take to pick it up. I think it's a really cool key issue. Number 68. We have Amazing Spider-Man number 611 from 2010. It's a really fun Scotty Young cover. And the cool thing about this is just the A cover. So this one is out there. Now it's currently selling for about $35 to $40. So if you really, really must have it now, it's not going to be cheap. But since it was just the A cover, this is the kind of book that if you're lucky, you'll find in a dollar bin. Just because whoever bought it would have just had bought it off the newsstand. It wasn't like a special purchase or anything. It was just the current issue of Spider-Man. So these are out there. I found it a few times over my hunts. I love this issue though. Definitely worth picking up if you find it. Number 67. We have Wolverine number 155. One of the better Rob Liefeld covers. Absolutely love this cover. It's homage to Hulk 340, the McFarlane cover. I just think this cover was just really well done. This was just the A cover though, so this one is out there. You can occasionally find it in the dollar bin. I found it in the dollar bin a few times over my years of hunting. But right now, if you really must have a copy, it looks like it's going to cost you probably about $35 to $60. I did see one go for $18 plus $6 shipping, but that one I think was damaged. So if you want a decent looking copy, it's going to cost you a bit. Number 66. We have Hawkeye vs. Deadpool number 0, the Alamo City Con Heroes and Fantasies variant exclusive, cover by Carlos Barbier. This seems to be a really rare book. I could only find one that had sold in the last few months. It went for best offer under 40. So I'm assuming it probably went for like 30, 35 plus shipping. So it's probably going to cost you close to $40 to find this, if you can find it. This might be the kind of book that takes you a few months to track down. Number 65. We have Wolverine number 33 from 2023. It's the San Diego Comic-Con sketch variant from Scott Williams. It was selling for $46 to $60, but I also saw a recent one sell for $17. That might have just been a lower fluke of a sale. So I'm assuming it's probably going to cost you about $45 to $60. But if you're lucky, maybe you'll find someone who started auction really low, and you might be able to get it cheaper. Number 64. We have Death of Wolverine number 1. It's a GameStop exclusive from 2014. Cover art by Greg Horn. I saw one go for $95 and another one went for best offer under $35. So I'm thinking you should be able to pick up one of these for about $40. But it might not be common enough that you'll find it easily. So I'd say be patient on this one. You might see a couple come up more expensive than that. But if you're patient, I think you can get one for $35 to $40. Number 63. We have Spider-Man Deadpool number 1 from 2016. This is a hip-hop cover variant. Cover art done by Dave Johnson. It's a homage to Eric B. and Rakim's Paid in Full album. I love these hip-hop covers. I think they're really neat. I love how these are cross pop culture homages. Really, really fun book. I've found this book in dollar bins pretty often, probably 3 or 4 times over the last 5 years. It's not hard to find, but everyone's looking for it. So if it is in a bin, someone will snatch it up real quick. But that being said, if you need to have one right now, It looks like it's going to cost you anywhere from maybe 25 to 70 bucks. I did see a couple outliers. I saw one that sold for 10 bucks in June. So you might be able to pick it up cheaper on eBay. But if you need it right this second, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Number 62. We have Deadly Nerdy 30, number 1, the Clayton Crane Blacklight variant. I could not find any raw copies that had sold, and a 9.8 sold best offer under 160. I have a feeling a raw copy of this should be about 30 bucks if you can find one. This might be, since it's a couple years old, it might not be that easy to find, but I have a feeling this is the kind of book that maybe somewhere on Whatnot someone has for sale. Either way, I would like to track down a copy. I really like this version of the cover. Number 61. We have Deadpool 45, the Todd Nayuk Phantom variant. Obviously, it's a homage to Amazing Spider-Man number 300. I feel like they've kind of done the homages to death on this cover, and yet it's one of the most iconic covers to homage. So it's like I'm on both fences. Like I'm kind of overwhelmed by they've done it too many times, but at the same time, every time they do it, it's still awesome. It's such a classic design. I did see one sell for 20 bucks from Canada, so it'd be like 33 with shipping. So if you're lucky, you might be able to find a copy under 30 bucks, but for the most part, it looks like it's going to cost you about $45 to $50 to pick it up. Number 60. This is Deadpool number 1 from 2018. It's the Grail Deadpool Virgin variant. It was an IG Comics variant. I only could find a handful of sales. One in June went for $21 plus $10 shipping. And then the one in July went for $52 plus $10 shipping. So it might be a little bit valued higher, getting closer to the movie. That's why it went for 60 bucks. A month ago, it went for 30. Grail Deadpool is hot though, so I wouldn't be surprised if this issue retains that value, and it might go up higher because it is a really awesome cover. Either way, I would love to try to track one down in like the $30, $35 range. Number 59. This is the 2024 New Mutants 98 facsimile issue. It's a 1 in 25 variant. So it's a reprint of the first appearance of Deadpool. It's got a really beautiful Lee and Hugh cover. Absolutely love it. I loved it how it's just like a black and white gray tone cover, but then the trade dress and the logo have the color and it kind of pops a little bit. It's kind of really neat. I like the graphic design on this one. This one is going for 40 to 50 bucks. It's definitely not a cheap issue. Since it's a newer issue, it's probably easier to get right now, but because it's a 1 in 25 variant, I think it will dry up in the next year or two. So if you can find the issue around 30 bucks, that's probably a good price because I don't think it's going to stay at 30. I have a hunch that this one will grow in value over time. Number 58. We have Deadpool number 11 from 1997, cover pencils by Pete Woods, inks by Nathan Massengill. It's a fun AF-15 homage. I like all the AF-15 homage. It might not be the best drawn AF-15 homage, but it's still AF-15 homage, and to me, that's super fun. It looks like this issue is going to cost you anywhere from like 30 to 50 bucks to pick up. In a 9.8, 300 bucks? Yeah, most of these books, if you find them in 9.8s, they're going to be expensive. Number 57. We have Deadpool number 65 from 2002, cover art by Alvin Lee and Arnold Sang. It's the first appearance of Black Swan, Outlaw, and Ratbag. It's the cutesy bunny girl cover, so a lot of people have been after this book for years. It goes for anywhere from like 35 to 60 bucks. If you find a 9.8, I bet a 9.8 of this would be really expensive. A really fun book though. Definitely one to look out for. Number 56. Deadpool number 27 from 2012. It's the 1 in 50 Mark Brooks variant. So this is going to be a kind of hard book to track down. I've only saw it sell a couple times over the last few months, and it looks like it went for anywhere from like 30 bucks to 55 bucks. So definitely not an easy issue to buy, and it's kind of like when it gets listed, it's going to be the price it is. Hopefully you can get it for 35 bucks. I'd buy it in a heartbeat at 35. 50 might be the price you have to pay. Either way, it's a beautiful Mark Brooks cover. I love it. Number 55. This is the Despicable Deadpool number 300 from 2018. It's the 8-bit Mario cover. It's supposed to look like a 1980s Nintendo box. Absolutely love this cover. I couldn't quite figure out who the artist is, and it looks like it's currently selling for about 50 bucks. I lucked out and bought a copy for 20 bucks off of Whatnot last year. If you're lucky, maybe you can find one for cheap on Whatnot as well. If not, if you're going to eBay, it's going to be like 50 bucks. Number 54. Deadpool number 42 from 2015. It's the LA Mole Comic-Con edition. It's a beautiful Clayton Crane cover. I don't know much about this con, so I don't know where in the world it took place. One of you guys can let me know in the comments below. I love the artwork, though. I definitely want to try to pick up a copy of this issue. It looks like you can get for about $35 to $50. Number 53. We have Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe #1 from 2012. The cover is done by Kari Andrews. Really awesome cover. It looks like this one is going to cost you, if you're lucky, 25 bucks. For the most part, it looks like it's going for like $45 to $70. So not a cheap issue to get, but an awesome issue. Number 52. We have Deadpool #1 from 2022. It's the 1 in 100 David Nakayama variant. Absolutely love this cover. I still need to track down a copy. I've been trying to get one since it came out. When it first came out, I think it was selling for 75 to 80, so prices definitely come down. A lot of these hot new variants, when they first come out, the price is going to be kind of jacked up. If you're patient, for the most part, most of them are going to go down. I usually wait, and I don't jump on these things as soon as they come out. And I usually wait. Now, sometimes it burns me. Sometimes stuff goes up in value over time. But for the most part, if it has kind of a high value to begin with, it should come down a little bit, and if you wait like 3 to 6 months, you should be able to get it a little bit cheaper. Currently, this one looks like it's going to go for $40 to $60. I did see one even go for $100, but I'm pretty sure a solid $50 you can get a nice looking copy of this. Number 51. This is a newer release, Deadpool Wolverine World War III #1. This is the Clayton Crane exclusive from his shop, I believe. The Virgin variant is super limited, 484 copies. The trade dress, I'm not 100% sure how limited that is. It's currently going for about $80 for the pair. Because it's such a low print run, that might be the price. You might not see a better, maybe there's a small chance the price will come down a little bit. But 484 is pretty small of a print run that if people want it, especially if the movie really pushes it, this is the kind of book that maybe you should just pick up. You know, you're not going to lose too much value. There's not a lot of room to go down just because of how rare it is. Most people will buy it, aren't going to be selling it cheap. But the sky's the limit on this kind of book. Either way, they look cool. I really need to find the pair. Number 50. Deadpool #1 from 2024 is the 1 in 100 Miguel Micardo Virgin variant. Definitely a kind of hard book to find. It does look like a couple times it went for about 35 to 40 bucks, but there's also a few times where it went over 100 bucks. If you can find a copy for like 30 bucks, you're getting it for a great price. If not, it might cost you a little bit more. Either way, it's a really cool looking cover. Number 49. Spider-Man Deadpool #2 from 2016. It's the 1 in 25 David Marquez variant. It's a super funny homage to the Spider-Man movie where, Spider-Man comes down and lowers his mask to kiss Mary Jane. And so it's kind of like a homage to that. I think it's funny. It looks like it's going to cost you about 55 bucks to pick up. Number 48. We have Deadpool #1 from 2013. It's the Screw You Scotty Young variant. Definitely one of those fun Scotty Young cutesy covers. This one has a solid $55 to $90 value. This is not a cheap issue. If you hunt, you might be able to find it for less than that. But if you need it now, it's going to cost you. Number 47. We have Wolverine #88 from the original Wolverine run. Cover art by Adam Kubert. This is the first time Wolverine meets Deadpool. So it's like a really important key issue, especially with the new movie. This is the direct edition. Direct edition looks like it's going to cost you about $55 to $90. If you want like a really, really high grade one, it's going to cost more. Number 46. All right, so this is the Virgin variant of the Deadpool Wolverine World War III #1 from Ivan Tao. It's a Fan Expo Virgin variant, limited to 600 pieces. So this is a pretty hard one to get. Right now, since it's new, the supply is out there. You can get for about, it does look like one went for 40, but the rest are going for 65. I don't think you'll be able to find one for less than 60. I feel like this one, though, wait a little bit. It might come down. I feel like this is the one that you might be able to pick up for like $50 if you wait a month or two. Either way, it's a lovely cover. I need to track one down. Number 45. This is Deadpool Wolverine World War III #1, the second print 1 in 25 ratio by Rob Liefeld. Just a fun Wolverine Deadpool cover. Has a solid $60, $70 value. It might be a little high because it's a newer release in the movie and all that, but I don't know. I probably would sit on the fence on this one a little bit and just see where it goes once the hype kind of dies down. So in like 2 or 3 months, it might be more affordable. Number 44. Captain America #25 from 2014. It's a John Tyler Christopher cover. It's a 1 in 25 Deadpool variant. And it's also the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America, which makes this actually a pretty big key issue. For 1 in 25, it looks like it sold between $50 and $80. I think that's super undervalued, honestly. It's an homage to the original Captain America #1. It's a funny issue where Deadpool is added to the scene. I think because it's not Sam Wilson Captain America, which I feel like if they had drawn Sam Wilson as Captain America into the scene, I think this would be an issue that would be like $200, $300, $400. Either way, I think this is one to pick up. $50, $80 feels like a steal on this book. If you can find one, pick it up. You got the Deadpool movie that's pushing it out. We have the Captain America with Sam Wilson coming out next year. Between those two, this issue should be worth a lot more. And I want to find a copy before it goes up. Number 43. Deadpool #1 from 2024. This is the 1:25 second print ratio with the Deadpool insignia on the cover. This one seems to be an in-demand issue because it's going for like $65 to $100. That feels like a really high price. I have a feeling this one will come down in value. I would give this one a few months, let it kind of settle down. Number 42. This is Deadpool #1 from 2018. It's the Comic Mint Greg Horn exclusive. A really, really fun cover. I love it. It's Deadpool versus Wolverine. It's a little bit of an older issue of the two of them fighting each other, so I think that's a little bit more important in value-wise compared to the newer series that they're putting out. It looks like you can get a raw copy for about $70, and the 9/8 are going for like $150 to $200. Beautiful cover. I kind of really want a copy of this. Number 41. This is Cable and Deadpool #24 from 2006, cover by Patrick Zurcher. This one was not on my radar. This is the first time Deadpool and Spider-Man meet, which is a pretty important key issue, I think. And who knows when it will happen in the MCU, but I'm sure it will happen. So maybe even in the new movie. I don't know. There might be a cameo where they meet. Either way, this issue is going from like $70 to $110. I had no idea. When did this issue go up in value? Why don't you guys let me know the first time you noticed it had value? I did not know it had value. I've seen this one in dollar bins and I've passed over it just because I had it already. I didn't need it. Obviously, I'll grab it now because it's, a $50 to $100 book. Either way, I feel like this is a book that you might still be able to find in a dollar bin if you're patient. If not, and you really want it before the price kind of explodes, if it does. If it hasn't already, though. Maybe this is the exploded price. I don't know. Either way, it's an important key issue with a lot of value. Number 40. This is Deadpool #1 from 2018. This is the 1-in-500 remastered incentive variant. Cover art by Rob Liefeld. It's an okay cover. It's not my favorite cover or anything, but because it's a 1-in-500, it's just going to be a really hard book to find. So it's an obscure book. It's going from anywhere from as low as $30 up to $130. So the $30 one might have just been a fluke sale. The other sales are solid $50 to $80. This is not going to be a cheap book. Because the cover art isn't blowing me away, I think it's the kind of book, if you're patient, you should be able to get for like $50. But it's going to be hard to find because there's not a lot of them out there. Number 39. Okay, we have Wolverine #88, again, the Adam Q cover issue. It's the first time Wolverine and Deadpool meet in comics. I put the newsstand separate because it goes for a bit more. If you see the $45 to $60 sales, those are for beat up copies. So even the beat up ones are going for about as much as like the decent looking direct editions. And then the high grade ones are going for like $100 to $120. Definitely a book to look for. Obviously, if you see it in a dollar bin, you pick up either. But if you see that's the newsstand, it's going to have a little bit more value. Number 38. We have Deadpool #1 from his first solo series from 1997. It's the Ed McGuinness cover. This is a book that I always liked. I think about 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, I picked up a couple at $3. They weren't really worth too much, maybe $5 at most at the time. I was like, you know what? This is the late 90s when the print runs kind of died down because Marvel had gone bankrupt and less people were buying comics. And it's a cool ongoing series with Deadpool. I knew this one would have some value. And now it's like a $65 to $110 issue. Definitely has value. And I think there's still room to grow on this book. Definitely a book to look out for. If you see it like for $20 and it's good shape, grab it, right? If you see it for $40 and it's good shape, grab it. If it's $60, maybe you could be patient with it. But if you really, really want to have one, I think $60 is fine because it does look like it occasionally does go for $100 plus. Really fun key issue. Number 37. We had Deadpool Merc with a Mouth #7, published in 2010. This is just the A cover, so the regular cover. So this one you should be able to find if you look enough in dollar bins. It's got a beautiful Arthur Sidam cover. I love this issue. I probably have between 5 and 10 in my collection. I've picked them up over the years out of dollar bins. I always grab them because I love the artwork on the cover. And I tend to collect female superhero issues. So since it was the first Lady Deadpool, I'm just like, every time I saw it, I'm picking it up. So I have a bunch of them. And the value is really up there now. It's currently going for $75, $80, $90. Definitely a really fun key issue to own. Number 36. We have Deadpool number 25 from 2014. It's the 1 in 50 Phil Noto incentive variant. A really fun Phil Noto cover. One that I could only find one that had sold, so it's definitely kind of a rare book to find. It went for best offer under 95, so let's say maybe 80 bucks. So with shipping, $90. This is a rare book. I think $90 is just the price it's going to be. It's going to be at least that. Because of its rarity, I can see it even going higher than that. Number 35. We have Deadpool number 2 from 2020. It's the 1 in 25 Merca and Delfo incentive variant. Super fun book. I love Merca and Delfo artwork, so I need to track a copy of this down. It looks like it went for about $88 raw. And then we have a 9.8 in May went for $130. And then a 9.8 in July went for $316. So is the price going up? Maybe. It might just be hype from the movie. Not 100% sure. Either way, I need to track a copy of this down because I want it. And I might just have to pay up for it. Number 34. We have Spider-Man Deadpool number 1 from 2016. It's the GameStop variant. Cover art by Dale Keown. I could only find a few sales, so that's definitely not a common issue. The Raw went for $84 shipped. 9.4 went $110, and 9.8 went from $285. So this is not a cheap book. It's going to cost you at least 80 bucks to pick up. I don't know what the print run is like, but seeing that there's very few online lets me know that it's actually pretty rare. Number 33. And then we have the Spider-Man Deadpool number 1, the black and white Zing variant from Dale Keown. This one, I only saw one go for sale for $86, so this one is even a little bit more expensive. Again, it's playing on that Spider-Man kissing Mary Jane movie moment, so it's kind of funny. Number 32. We have Deadpool vs. X-Force number 1 from 2014. This is the 1 in 25 J. Scott Campbell incentive variant. This one, I think this is a pretty hard book to find. I could only find a few sales, and 2 of them were 9.8s. The 9.8s are going for $240 to $280, and then the Raw went for $90. So this is not a cheap book. This is a book that you're going to pay $80, $90 bucks at least to get. Number 31. This is Deadpool number 36, one of the Deadpool photobomb variants. It's a 1 in 25 retail incentive. Gabriel Dell'Otto did the art, and he did an amazing homage to original Marvel Comics number 1. I think this is one of my favorite covers on the list, and I think it's a joy. I need to track one of these down. Number 30. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again. Number 1. This is the Tyler Kirkham Virgin variant from the San Diego Comic-Con. I think it's just a really well done cover. Number 29. We have Deadpool number 1 from 2020. It's the John Tyler Christopher variant cover. It's a homage to the Coppertone ad from the 70s. It's got Jeff the Landshark on the cover. Just a really fun, playful cover. This variant definitely is in demand. I don't know if it's rare, but I only saw 3 that had sold, and they're going for like $100. Definitely a book to try to find. Number 28. We have Death of Deadpool number 45. It's the 1 in 100 ratio variant by Tony Moore. It's a homage to Death of Wolverine. And it's just a really fun, well-done homage cover. And it seems to be a rare book because I could only find a couple sales. But those 2 sales were $100, so it looks like a rare, inexpensive book. It's definitely one that I would feel confident paying $100 for because I don't think there's a lot of them out there. Number 27. This is Deadpool Secret Wars number 2, Chris Bacalo cover. It's the first cover appearance of Gwenpool. Now, she doesn't appear in the issue, so her first appearance is considered Howard the Duck number 1, which comes out later. But this is her first, so it's like first cameo, but not cameo. First cover cameo? I don't know what you would call it. But it's definitely a very cool Gwenpool key issue. Looks like it's going for like $90 to $130. That might still be a low value though, since it's such a key first cover cameo appearance of Gwenpool, and it's like a really lovely cover too. I think this has a lot of potential to be a higher value key issue. Number 26. We have Crazy number 1. It's the 1 in 25 Todd Nyock Deadpool cover. It's a super fun ratio variant. I can only find 2 that sold. 1 in June for $100. And 1 in May, best offer under $223. So I think it's just a rare issue. I don't know if it would sell for over $200 again easily, but $100 feels really solid for this issue. Number 25. This is the Deadpool and Wolverine World War III number 1 Adam Kubert signed sketch variant. I think this was his own exclusive. I don't know if it's for his own shop or he had it at a convention, but I'm pretty sure every single one was signed by him, because I see 3 that were signed by him that sold for like $110 to $150, and then 2 were pre-orders that said they would be signed. So basically, I think every single one out there is actually signed and not unsigned. It might be harder to find an unsigned one than a signed one. Either way, this issue has solid value, but also because they're all signed by him, that signature is just going to add value. Signed comics always add a little bit more value than the unsigned ones. Number 24. We have Deadpool #1 from 2022. It's the Ken Lashley Notorious B.I.G. variant. I think this was just available from their website. I'm not 100% sure, but I know this issue is kind of expensive. I could not find it selling for cheaper than like $140 best offer, up to $160 for a 9.6. So this is a book, if you want, it's going to cost you probably at least $150. Number 23. We have Deadpool #27 from 2014. It's a really fun Arthur Adams homage to the first appearance of Batman, a Detective 27 homage. A really cool book. I could not find any raw issue selling. So the 9.8s are going for $210 to $285. I feel like a raw copy of this book will probably sell for over $100. Probably $100, $150. I don't think this is an easy book to find. Number 22. This is Deadpool #27, the Matthew White 1 in 50 Taco Time video game variant. Definitely a harder book to find. I could only find a few that have sold recently. A raw copy went for $156. 2 9.6s went for like $160 to $210. So this is not a cheap book. This is a book that will probably cost you at least $150 to pick up. Number 21. We have Deadpool Merc with a Mouth #7 from 2010. This is the 3rd print variant of the first appearance of Lady Deadpool. It's a Rob Liefeld cover. Being the creator of Deadpool, I feel like people maybe give this one a little bit more value than the Sudam cover, although I love the Sudam cover. This one is also, I think, a little bit lower print run, so it's going for $110 to $260. This is not a cheap issue. I can only imagine what 9.8 sell for. Number 20. This is Deadpool Wolverine World War III #1. This is the 1 in 100 ratio variant with a beautiful Gabriel Del Otto cover. Wolverine's just chopping through Deadpool. It's crazy. What a crazy cover this is. This one is selling for a lot right now because it's a new release. I don't know. It is a Del Otto cover, which has gained a lot of value in the past. This one has sold for anywhere from, let's see, $100 to $260. I don't know. If I could find one of these for under $100, I would be happy. I might pay $100. I definitely want to track one down, though. I think it's a really cool comic. Number 19. Okay, this is a pretty rare Hulk #14, a 1 in 200 Deadpool variant. This one, I think, is undervalued. Cover art by Ed McGuinness. I only saw a 9.2. That's the only sale of this cover I could find. It went for $190 for a 9.2. So I think a raw copy that's a very fine airman copy will also go for like $100, $150. That might be undervalued though, because this cover is really cool. I don't think there's a lot of them out there. It seems to be pretty rare. Number 18. This is Deadpool #1 from 2016, the Yesteryear Comics exclusive. Artwork done by Pascal Fury. Now, I could not find any of these that have sold, and I've only saw 9.8s listed for about $400. I think there might have been 1 or 2 more than this. So this is a pretty rare comic book. $400 is probably too high. I'm guessing in a 9.8, this is probably a $200 book. Raw, maybe $100, $150. It's a really awesome cover, though. I would like to track this cover down. I don't think I'd be able to find it cheap, though. This is one I'm going to just have to be patient and hopefully get one under $200. Number 17. This is Deadpool #45 from 2011. This is the Ultimate Spider-Man #1 homage issue by Greg Horn. This seemed to be a really rare book. I could not find any sales. There's a couple listed on eBay for sale. One like not even graded for $850 and one in a CBS signed for $803. I did find one sale from last year at Heritage Auctions, went for $288. So I believe the 9.8s of this will probably go for around $300, maybe a little bit more if the price has gone up. Raw, at least $150 maybe. I'm not sure. Either way, I would like to track down a copy, but this is going to be a really hard book to find at a price that I think is reasonable. Number 16. This is Deadpool Merc with a Mouth #7 from 2010. This is the 2nd print variant. So like the 3rd print variant, I think people appreciate the Liefeld cover more than the A cover. I think the print run is a bit lower. And just because he's the creator of Deadpool, it's like an important version of Lady Deadpool's first appearance since Liefeld did the artwork. This issue looks like it's a solid $150 to $300 value. Not a cheap issue. I would love to track this one down, but I don't think it's going to be cheap. Number 15. We have Deadpool number 11 from 2013. This is the Mario Brothers NES video game homage by Matthew White. It's a Hastings exclusive, and it's not a cheap book at all. This book is going for, let's see, as low in April, it sold for $160, May $250, May $180, but then June $700, June 19th, best offer under $700, July $190. So the $600 sale seemed kind of like a fluke. I'm guessing the value is closer to like 200-ish. Either way, I always say the video game stuff is what people will have the most nostalgia for, because, you know, younger people love video games. Younger people are going to like the Deadpool movie. So the two together makes this just a way more in-demand kind of rare book. Definitely a book of value. One I would love to own one day. Hopefully it doesn't go up too much more before I can buy it. Number 14. We have What If Venom Possessed Deadpool, number 1. A really awesome Scotty Young cover. Just a really cool key issue. This one's had value since it came out. I lucked out and I was able to pick up a copy for like $50, I believe, and then another copy for like $5. So I have a couple in my collection. I might even have a third one. I forget. Either way, I love this cover. It's definitely a solid $200 plus book. There was one sale for $150-ish, but I think it would sell for $200 all day. Yeah, and look at the picture. I think the $150 sale had a little bit of damage on the cover. So a near mint copy, definitely $200 plus. Really fun key issue, and I think they just did a whole bunch of similar homage covers. So yeah, definitely a key issue to track down. Number 13. We have Incredible Hulk number 7 from 2014. It's the 1 in 25 David Marquez Deadpool photobomb variant. A recreation of Hulk 340, but, you know, Deadpool is now shining in front of the Hulk. I really, really like this cover. Solid. It looks like there was a best offer under $235, and then a 9.6 sold for $300. So I'm pretty confident that this is a solid $200 book. Definitely one I need to try to find. Number 12. This is Deadpool Merc with a Mouth, number 1 from 2009. The Ed McGuinness San Diego Comic-Con sketch variant. It seems to be a really rare book. I could only find one sale, and it was a 9.8 that went for $650. So I think a raw copy of this easily could go for $200 to $300. I think there's a 8.5 right now available on eBay for $200. That might be a great price if you're okay with a little bit of wear on your book. But a really, really cool cover and a really cool rare book to try to add to your collection. Number 11. This is the Mexican reprint of the really rare, super in demand J. Scott Campbell Wolverine number 1. So this is Wolverine number 13 from the Mexican run, I believe. It's from 2015, and even this reprint goes for a lot of money. The thing is, the original one is a ghost. You cannot find it, and when you do, it's super expensive. But so if you want this cover with this art, but you can't afford or find the original one, for like $240 to $300-ish, you can find this reprint, and it's still a really lovely cover. I don't know. I don't have this one. I don't have the original one. The original one's crazy, but I would love to own it. Maybe I'll track it down one day. Number 10. This is the extremely rare Deadpool number 2 Mike Hawthorne art hip-hop cover. The cover recreates Vanilla Ice's To the Extreme album. It's just another really fun cross-collectible pop culture cover. This one is hard to find. You're not going to find this one easily. A raw copy went for $390. 9.8 best offer under $750. 9.8 signed for $600 and almost $700 with shipping. So this cover, this is a $300 to $400 book easily. If you're gonna spend $300 or $400 on a raw, I almost rather just spend a couple $100 more and get the 9.8. Either way, this is not an easy book to find. Definitely a highly collectible key centerpiece for any Deadpool collection. Number 9. Okay, and then this is one of the number 1 books you want in your collection to really just show your love for Deadpool. It's New Mutants number 98. First appearance of Deadpool, Rob Liefeld cover. It's from 1991. You can get a raw, decent copy for about $300 to $400. A higher grade 9.8 is going to cost you probably about $1,000. The direct edition is going to be a lot easier to find and a lot cheaper than the newsstand edition. Number 8. Okay, next we have a controversial issue. We have Deadpool Nerdy 30, number 1. This is a Clayton Crane acetate added comics. I believe this is a run of 99 issues that they added an acetate cover to the facsimile, to the regular issue. I don't remember there being a controversy with this one. I think this one actually predates the Ultimate Fallout by a few months. So I think they did this first as like a tryout to see if they could do it. And I believe it sold well. I see it selling for about $125 when it first came out. Now, I'm having a hard time finding the exact date, but I believe it was May 2021, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure. Someone who, like, it was not on my radar. I wasn't paying attention. I don't remember any controversy on this one. But when the Ultimate Fallout Clayton Crane cover came out a few months later, I think that's when the controversy hit. So this one also came up in the discussion. Raw copies of this still going for $300 or $400. And honestly, it's a beautiful cover. So it's technically not officially part of the comic. It's added to the comic book, so it's manipulated. But I see it more like a remarked comic. It's something that was added to give it more value. And because of that, people still appreciate it. I don't know if it's something I like to see a ton of artists doing, but just as an artifact of comic history, I find it kind of fascinating. I don't know if I want to pay $300 or $400 for it, but I would love to own a copy. It's an awesome cover. Number 7. All right, we have another super duper rare Hulk variant. It's a 1 in 200 Hulk 16. 1 in 200. That's a really low print run ratio. It's a fun Deadpool cover homaging the Hulk number 1. Ed McGuinness cover. This issue, I saw a couple of 9.4, 9.6s going for $600, $700. I saw a couple a little bit lower grade. A 9.6 went for under $700. A 9.4 went for almost $1,000. And a 9.8 went for $750. So I think this book raw, easily $300 to $500 book. There's not a lot of them out there. I would love to own this. This is just a key issue. I really need to track down just because it's a ghost. It's not a book that you're going to find easily. Number 6. We have Deadpool vs. Gambit number 1, the 2016 Chip Zdarsky San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. There's currently none listed on eBay, and I saw the same listing listed twice go unsold for $1,000. So this book is extremely rare. I don't know what the value is. It's definitely not $1,000 for a signed 9.8 because it's not selling at that price. But what would it go for? I have a feeling this book raw probably easily would go for a couple $100, $200 or $300 just because of its rarity. 9.8. Who knows? 500 maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. All I know is they're not out there. It's a rare ghost. If you want a copy, it's going to take a lot of work or a lot of money to try to track one down. Number 5. All right, this is a super fun key issue. We have Deadpool number 45, the 1 in 50 Run the Jewels Scotty Young variant. This is one of the top wanted Scotty Young books. Very desirable book. I lucked out and I bought a copy from my friend Sean relatively cheap. I think at the time I bought it from him, it was going for about $90. It had a dime-sized tear on the top that brought it down. So I valued it at like 50, 40, 50, and I think I gave him like 20, 25 for it. And even though mine's not 9.8, I'm still happy to have it. Because right now, for a nice higher quality one, it's going for like $400 to $800. Last October, when I did my giant key issue tour video, this is the only book that like 10 people asked me to buy. Like I had so many other great issues in that video, but it was this issue that people went crazy. They're like, oh, can I get that from you? Can I buy that from you? I had like 10 people ask me. This is definitely a really in-demand rare book. Number 4. This is Deadpool number 1, the 2018 1 in 1000 remastered sketch variant. So it's a 1 in 1000. That means it has a very low print run. I could only find one that sold. It sold for $1,000 for a signed 9.8. I also see a listing for a 9.8 for $549. So, if the $549 hasn't sold yet, it's probably worth a little bit less than that. A raw copy, I can guess, would go for maybe a couple $100. Number 3. Now we're back to New Mutants number 98, first appearance of Deadpool. Again, just the grail that you want for your Deadpool collection. You want his first appearance. But this is the newsstand variant, which the raw copy is going for about $300 to $500. So it's very similar to the direct. But the reason why I put this one up as a higher value is that the newsstand 9.8 sold for $3,000, whereas the direct only went for about $1,000. So in a 9.8, this issue is worth 3 times more than the direct issue. In all the other grades, it's worth slightly more than the direct editions. Number 2. Now we have one of the big Grail comics for any Deadpool collection. It's Siege number 3 that came out in 2010. It's the J. Scott Campbell variant. Honestly, I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if it's a ratio or a store exclusive. The back cover is just a regular ad from Marvel. All I know is that this issue is pretty rare and it goes for a lot of money. I saw 2 9.6s sell for $1,700 and $2,000, and then a signed 9.8 went for $5,000. So I don't know how much a regular 9.8 would go for. Maybe like $3,000 to $4,000. This is an expensive issue. Raw, I could see it going for $500 to $1,000 easy. And then if you look at the values on the bottom 3 issues, that is a Mexican reprint or a Lamol reprint, and the reprint itself goes for $200 to $300. So if you just want the art, you can get the reprint, or if you want the original Grail, you're gonna have to save a lot of money. And finally, number one is probably the Grail of all Grails of Deadpool comics, and that's Wolverine number 1, the J. Scott Campbell variant. This thing is a ghost. I put this on a video I did a year or 2 ago, and I couldn't find any had sold then. And I looked again and I couldn't find I found 2 sales on Heritage, not on eBay, but on Heritage. There was a 9.6 signed by J. Scott Campbell that sold for $4,500 last May. And then a 7.5, so a lower grade one, sold this May for $720. So I'm at a 7.5. That's like a okay looking raw copy. So I think raw, this book easily could be $500 to $700. A 9.8. Sky's the limit. This could be a $10,000, $12,000 9.8. This is just a ghost. You're just not going to find it. I would love to own one day, but yikes. Just finding it at all is going to be really hard.